So let's talk about Taken 4, subtitle The Commuter. Now, The Commuter is definitely just another Taken movie. It's so obvious. And I didn't see Nonstop, and this director did that one as well. Um, but this is funny how similar this film is to the Taken films because it's basically literally the exact same thing. Where like his family gets taken and like he but in a different way, a tiny little difference. His family gets taken differently. And then because he meets this woman Joanna on a train and she wants him to take this money, but whenever he does, she makes him do all this crazy stuff where like he'll get killed or somebody will get killed if like he doesn't comply with her threats. And it's basically just another one of these movies, another Liam Neeson January action movie. Which I know I'm complaining. It sounds like I'm complaining a lot about this movie, but honestly, this was a lot of dumb fluff. But it was fun. I thought that this movie was entertaining, despite being another Taken kind of thing. It's just another movie for Liam Neeson to be a badass, and he's 60 years old. So I mean, I wonder how long this is gonna last. I'm curious to see how many more they're gonna do. But this movie itself, as a movie, it's just nothing. It's not anything great. It's not anything terrible. It's it's just really not much. It's just about this guy who businessman and commutes on a train. He's done it for 10 years, and then he meets this woman named Joanna, played by Vera Farmiga, and she tells him to take or that there's money hidden in the bathroom, and like he takes it, and then she does all these other threats that escalate while he's stuck on the train and can't get off. And the story is pretty much something that's been done before, but it's not anything that's terrible. It's just something that's been like we've seen this before. We've seen this movie where character will be called by somebody who threatens, and he's got to stay on this whatever it is. This time it's a train. He's got to stay on the train to comply with the rules, or there'll be consequences according to the villain. So pretty much that's it. It's the plot I can't really say much about besides that, just because it's generic. There's not anything that is any different than a typical kind of action movie like this. It's just one of those movies. But that's fine because I thought that Liam Neeson was really good. I thought that no matter what he's doing, like I think Liam Neeson does a great job of just being a badass, I guess. But it's weird with this movie because this guy is just a businessman. It's, it's, well, I mean, it's just really weird how you get the inkling that he's just a businessman and he doesn't have much experience as this action hero. But like, it feels like in Taken, it was way more. Like, it was easier to digest that this guy did all this crazy shit. But in this, it's just like, oh, he's a businessman. He doesn't have that much experience, or so we know that he doesn't have much experience. So all this crazy stuff happens and becomes action Liam Neeson. But when the movie starts, you get the idea that he's just a businessman. So it doesn't feel like it works as well. But I mean, the performances are like Liam Neeson is really good. I thought that Vera Farmiga, whenever she was on the movie, it was good. Like she has only a couple scenes where she's actually there in the whole movie, and then she's got a lot of dialogue on a phone. Which you would have guessed that because that's what the trailer gave us. Like you would have expected her just to be barely in the movie, but what she does in the movie, she's fine. I think she's a fantastic actress, but she's not in it much. Even with her just lines on the phone, that's it. There's not much to it. And Patrick Wilson is in this too. I like that we've got a Conjuring reunion where Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are back again, even though they never have a scene together, which is sad. I wish that they did. But then I also didn't realize going into it. It says it in the credits at the beginning of the movie, so I'm not spoiling it, and the character doesn't it shows up a little bit after the 20-minute mark, I would say. But Sam Neill is in this movie too, and I didn't think that either. And honestly, I don't get why Sam Neill is in this movie. I mean, I think he's a great actor too. But he's really underused, and there isn't much of a point of him being here. He's just a a leader of the NYPD or something. Like, he is just a leader, and he doesn't have anything besides that. He just is there. And he's in like a couple scenes too, like Vera Farmiga, which is weird. All these characters, side characters, Patrick Wilson too, are just kind of there in the like in a couple scenes of the whole movie, and it's just Liam Neeson on the train. Which is fine because Liam Neeson did carry it. Like, he was interesting and there was some okay suspense in it. But the movie itself was just very nothing. It was just a very like I mean I enjoyed it. I didn't love it or hate it. It was just something that was in between. It's one of those movies where it's just gonna forget about it. It's not anything that was amazing. There's one thing I could point out. The score I thought was good. I thought the score was intriguing. I thought it was intriguing how the music set up the movie starting at the beginning. It set it up really well. And like I said, the performances are fine, but it really is just Liam Neeson. Like, the characters, the other big actors are in the movie, but barely. And I mean, they're in it for the story purpose that makes sense, but not in the movie enough for me. And Liam Neeson is just there, and that's fine. Like I said, because Liam Neeson carries this movie. It's just weird having all those big actors, but not having them do much. But besides that, like I said, it's just nothing. It's not really anything that's something that I will remember. It's besides like a good performance by Liam Neeson and a good soundtrack. I mean, a good score. But besides that, it's pretty much, again, nothing. It's just another Liam Neeson action movie. And I don't know. I wonder if he's going to keep going with this since he's 60 years old. But overall, the movie was just kind of forgettable, but it was entertaining. It's just not one that I will watch again or really remember. But I enjoyed watching it. I'm glad I did. I had a fun time. But overall, it's just pretty forgettable.